Everyone tells you that you need to post on LinkedIn to become visible. But what they don't tell you is that that is just one of the little parts that fits into one of the 7 dimensions of visibility for a personal brand. If you're new here, my name is Blanca Melendez del Castillo. I help experts reach the level of visibility that they have already earned. So if that's you, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. This is the third of a 3-part series where I discuss 5 different gaps in your visibility. We already talked about the commodity positioning gap, the hidden expertise gap, the relevance gap, and the visual credibility gap. And today we're going to discuss the last one. This is the one that puts all the pieces together, the one-dimensional visibility trap. Maybe you're really good posting on LinkedIn and you're very consistent and you have engagement, but you never go to in-presence events. Maybe you're the opposite. You're great at networking. You always know a lot of people and you're always connecting people for everyone else, but maybe not for yourself. But when someone tries to look you up online, they don't find much. Maybe you have a great website, great photos, but when someone tries to find what you stand for, what is your thought leadership, they don't find much about you. Single channel experts get single channel results. Experts who choose to be present in all 7 dimensions of visibility tend to be recognized as authorities in their field. So what are we talking about? We're talking about a visibility ecosystem for a personal brand. It's the PeopleBrands Visibility Ecosystem for personal brands. The first element is visibility mindset, and that stays at the core. Without visibility mindset, you don't have anything else. Because until you have this visibility mindset, you don't truly believe that you need to be visible at the level that it's going to get you to where you want to go. The second one is strategic positioning, because strategic positioning is our north in order to know what do we want to be known for. It's the one that answers that question. Then we have visual branding of the future. This is to align our current visual identity, visual branding that we put out into the world, align it not with who we are today, but rather with who we are becoming. And the third element in that core section that gives us the foundation of a personal brand strategy and brand message is the thought leadership. It's developing your own thoughts and your own perspective and putting it out into the world. In addition to that, we have an outer ring. And these are 3 elements, which is how we show up into the world. And the first one is your digital footprint, is your online visibility. And this, I often see a big gap between the true level of expertise and the way you're showing up online. The second element of that outer ring of how we show up is in-presence visibility. And here we have often the disconnect between people who are very good at networking and being in presence and the ones that are very good at being behind the computer and being online. And the last one of that outer ring is actually your network. So in-presence visibility is more about showing up also on podcasts, on stages, and being invited, being present as the authority. The network is about, is this network providing connections that are opening doors for you? And this network, it doesn't matter if it's an online network or an in-presence network. We're talking about the whole strength of your network. All the dimensions of visibility matter because they're interconnected with each other. That's why I call it an ecosystem, because one feeds into the other. When you know your strategic positioning and you put this out into the world in a digital form, your network also starts growing. When you exercise in-presence visibility with your own thought leadership, with your own ideas and your own perspective, people that meet you in that in-presence role start also following you up digitally. As you can see, all these pieces fit together in order to give you a wider scope on your visibility. I know it might sound overwhelming when you start thinking of 7 different dimensions of visibility, but I hope you understand that when you're working on one element, that just posting on LinkedIn, that alone is not the whole scope of a visible personal brand. The better that you can learn to manage all the different aspects of the visibility dimensions, the more that you will be able to position yourself as the authority and gain the credibility that you deserve. Is it easy? No, it is not. It takes work. But if you want true visibility, if you want really to position yourself as an authority, you really need to work at it. What is this phrase? It's like there's no free lunch. Well, it applies to here too. And I know because myself, also as a human being, I do have my strengths and I do have my weaknesses. I call myself a social introvert. So I love people, I love working with people, but I tend to prefer smaller groups or one-to-one relations. I love a good party, don't take it wrong, but when it comes to big events, when it takes some effort to go up to someone and start a conversation, I really just want to run in the opposite direction. I am much more comfortable. I am a creative person. I love creating things. I love creating content for social media. I love creating. So for me, sitting behind the computer, it's where I feel more comfortable. Now, in my trajectory as well in developing myself as a personal brand, I've had to do some things that are very uncomfortable, go to places where I don't know anyone and try to start conversations out of nothing. And it really takes some effort. But again, when you know what you want to be known for, when you know what your mission is all about, and what you want to achieve, when you try to align yourself with that vision that you have of yourself, what you want to do, what kind of impact you want to have. Sometimes you're willing to put aside with your own struggles and do what you need to do in order to get to that vision. Did you know that it takes about 7 to 8 touch points for people to actually start being aware of you and interacting with you? When I mean touch points, I mean they've seen you 7 to 8 times somewhere. Maybe in LinkedIn, maybe they saw a YouTube video of you, maybe they saw you in person. And it takes a cumulative of contact points with you to really start becoming aware of your existence and that you are a player in whatever it is that you are doing. So when you manage your visibility in a very one-dimensional way, you are essentially slowing down the process because it's going to take people a lot longer to actually become aware of your existence, if you will. And I'm not even going as far as saying to remember you as top of mind, which is what we want at the end. We want to be, when they say the word, like in my case, personal brand visibility, I want people to think of me first. And what is it for you? Just fill in the blank. What is it that you want people, what is that word you want people to think of you first when they are looking for someone that do the thing that you do? You don't need to become an influencer in the sense of a content creator, but content creation is part of becoming a thought leader. If becoming an authority, a recognized authority is what you want to do, content creation is part of what you have to do. Content creation that comes from a place of thought leadership, of really developing a perspective and really developing your own intellectual property. So that was the last of the gaps. If you want to find out where you're at with your visibility journey, I'm going to leave you a link in the comments to our Visibility Ecosystem scorecard. It takes 10 minutes, but then you get a report like this that shows you where your gaps are and where you can start working on. I will also leave you links to the previous 2 videos where I explain the other 4 visibility gaps. I hope you enjoyed what we discussed here today. And if you did, remember to subscribe so you don't miss the next ones.